okay, let me talk to him. Like,
Is that Jake from State Farm type stuff?
But every time we would get into these situations, she would talk me through it, and I would realize that it was about me. Like, the issue that I had with her was something that I was upset about regarding myself.
Right.
So, and
Very
she would have
introspective
to walk
of
me through
you.
that process, and I learned a lot in that relationship. You know, how not to be too demanding, how not to be jealous, and how horrible jealousy can be. And like that was very bad.
I would say for me, my experience was that like a deal breaker for me is like not understanding my male friendships, like trying to limit my male friendships. And I think I had more appreciation for that in my last relationship, where my partner at the time was very understanding of my male friendships, to the point where like one of my closest male friends would come to the house and like cook meals for us. He liked to cook, so he would come over cook meals.
Was
and
he a gay?
Look at Grindstone's
No, he would come
look
over
at
and visit.
Look at that face, though.
He would come over when my partner wasn't home. Like, my partner didn't have a problem with him coming over when he wasn't home. Like, it was a very open.
Confused about that.
House and there'd be a dude in there.
Hey, baby, I'm about to cook.
I mean, I didn't.
Hey, what y'all want to eat? Y'all want pancakes?
No.
Y'all want pancakes?
No. It didn't happen
What
like
was really
that.
going on?
Like, for example, if like say my significant other was at work and my friend was like, "Hey, what are you doing?" I'm like,
Not
"Nothing.
looking
It's
good."
Sunday." She's like, "Oh, you want to like I can come over and
you
cook
need a
brunch. We
massage
can
or-
come
yeah.
hang out. Invite some of your friends over and I'll cook and we'll just chill." I would always text my significant other and ask like, "Is it cool if
If
so and so
Gerald
comes
comes
over?"
over,
And cooks or
Gerald.
whatever. Like, I would never have him be there.
So he was not cool with that though.
No,
right?
he was 100% cool with it, which made me value that even more, because there's absolutely has never ever
So the
been
male
anything-
limitations was your thing.
Yes, male limitations.
What about
was
you,
my thing.
Gemini Gem?
I mean, I think I've dealt with the jealousy thing before.
You've been jealous, or
I do not get jealous. I don't even think I have a jealous bone in my body. If I'm even inclined to be jealous, the relationship is over.
That's
like
tight.
I should have no reason to be jealous.
Okay.
No, it's generally the dude having some kind of jealous tendency. I call it quits when I feel like I'm being followed or texted too much, or there's like I'm being like suffocated.
Yeah.
I have an averse reaction to.
How does
being
that happen? Like,
suffocated.
so a guy texting you too much. How does that?
I just feel suffocated.
Like, what happens?
The panic button just kind of goes
You
off.
feel it like kind of in your
So
belly.
so is it like
anxiety?
So if a
I
guy
just can't
texts
deal.
you, and then
Too much. Like if it's obvious.
Hey, where you going now? Where
it's
you going
obvious,
now? Who's
you know,
there? Who's there?
what's going on.
What about does he get
where
mad
are
when you don't return the text immediately?
That
Is
too.
that part of it?
That too. All of the above. You know, anytime that there's excessive like. What's going on with you? You know, give me freedom. I give you freedom. There should be no jealousy. We should have trust. you
Treat him
know?
like a cat.
Yeah. I mean, I think for me, just general limitations are a problem for me. Like, just do not limit me and do not take any options away from me, because then I'm a bounce.
Yeah,
Like,
you can't really tell someone
Caged animal.
Yes.
what not to do.
let me be the free bird that I am, and
Might
you
not
will
tell him
love
what,
life.
What you like instead of like what you don't like.
Yeah,
That might be
yeah.
a better approach.
Say like what you like, as opposed to I don't want you doing this. Whenever I hear that, like, I've gotten over my demanding stage. Like, I've grown and I've matured. But like
Right.
now, if I hear like I don't want you hanging out with this person, I don't think it's good to hang out with this person or whatever.
I'm gonna go hang out with that person.
Because now that person's on my
Yeah,
mind.
you're
Like, I wasn't even
automatically
thinking about that person.
rebellious in those situations.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of a natural way to be if someone's putting those limitations upon you.
But at the same time, you know, there are things that we do to encourage or inspire those sort of suspicions or thoughts, especially as men. You gotta, if you're someone who's open and transparent with how you live, then there's no reason for someone to question you or whatever. But if you're kind of like shady
and keeping secrets and all that.
Yeah, that's why.
then sometimes you create the demanding partner that you fear.
Well, that's an interesting theory, you know, and I actually like about 10% of secrets. So maybe I will always have demands set upon me for that reason. And I just like the freedom to be doing what I'm doing without having to check in with anybody. And I don't actually think there's anything wrong with that.
I don't think so either.
Right.
But if what you're saying is true, and that in turn is creating a more demand of me, then I'll have that problem forever.
But it's a thin line. Like, if you're shady, you're shady. Like, if you're not shady, but you're free.
But
then
it
it's
may
not a
appear to
problem.
be shady. You know, it
It's
may
it's
just
also
appear.
It's also about how your interactions are with that person when you are together. Like, if it's positive and every time you get together it's loving and great and dope, then why spend the time and energy being suspicious? Like, what's the point? It's only going to make the time together worse.
Well, because it's uncomfortable. That 10% of the time may be a gray area that's uncomfortable.
we need to
I
refresh.
couldn't find you.
Man,
I think it also depends on the nature of that relationship. You go into ideas of trust. Yes, ideally, two people should trust each other or not be in a relationship. That's a textbook thing. But how often does that really, really 100% happen? 100% of the time, 70% of the time, 80% of the time? Because a lot of times,
trust?
yeah, trust. Like if you have a shadow of a doubt as somebody's being honest with you, does that automatically terminate the relationship, or are you gonna try